how did I not think of something like that? But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more. It seems really simple on the surface. I mean, what are the underlying principles of the technology and how it would ultimately be effective in helping people?
So electrostatics, that technology has been around since the 40s and the 50s, and it's basically similar to like when you rub your foot against the carpet and you can chalk, right? Like that's what electrostatic technology is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but how it can be effective is that electrostatically, when you're charging a particle or a solution or anything that's being deployed or sprayed, basically the particle that is charged is immediately wanting to seek a grounded surface, right? So if you're spraying a seat or a stadium or a railing, that charged particle is immediately going to want to ground to something around it, right? And so what we're doing is charging those particles in the neighborhood of 80,000 volts, which is a lot, but it's also safe. And so those particles are electrostatically charged for 3 to 5 minutes, which if you're looking on the market right now for like an electrostatic backpack fogger, you're getting about 3 seconds per charge, right? So the whole goal is that you want to encompass all of those surfaces, especially in a stadium. So underneath railings, underneath the seat, all surface area that could potentially hold contaminants or coronavirus or whatever it may be. And so that charge, like the way that we're charging those particles, completely cover uniformly any surface because it will grow and attach and adhere and surround those areas. So it's the science that we're utilizing. It's not like we're not doing anything different, but charging the particles in the neighborhood of 80,000 volts, which allows it to adhere and be positively, charged for 3 to 5 minutes.
So the concept would be to take this machine that emits this and attach it to a drone. Is that like is it put on some sort of mapping system where you could theoretically say, okay, X stadium, this is kind of the footprint of that stadium, and you could program that in so then it makes a certain pass, or is somebody actually by hand controlling this device?
So it's all autonomous. So again, it's like the electrostatic technology already existed. Drone technology has existed for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we were able to do is we took pre-existing technologies and we created a synergy of them together. So the drone, take an agricultural drone, right? Something that would spray fields, right? Those have been developed. And when you take something like that into a stadium, you have the ability to map to the grid of the contours of the stadium, the stands, everything like that. So the drone itself will be able, you can fix and say, I want this to fly 3 feet above every surface, and it will like follow that gradient. And as soon as the solution, whatever solution is in the tank, when it's low, it will fly back to home base, and you fill up in less than a minute, and it goes right back to the spot that it ended. And it's precise enough so it doesn't miss anything in terms of like, there's no human error. You mitigate the human error element because you're essentially using the computer system and the satellites that it has to connect to 15 different satellites before you can take off anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's really interesting. There's a company